My name's Brian Joudry. I'm from B Networked, a managed service provider in rural Nova Scotia. I joined Seven Figure MSP in March 2023, so I'm coming up on a year. We've been looking at cybersecurity becoming a really important element of what we were doing as a managed service provider, and had started work on our own to try and figure out how to develop a cybersecurity centric program to provide better service and security to our clients. And in the process of trying to invent that wheel, essentially, I came across the Seven Figure MSP program, and it just lined up with everything that we really wanted to do. When we first started down the road of kind of the direction that we wanted to go, I mean, we'd been struggling to try and make any kind of business growth goals. And I'd kind of gotten to the point where I gave myself a 2-year timeline that I needed to either grow the business or find something else to do. It was becoming something that was really weighing on me a lot, as far as just not being able to crack that nut and figure out how to actually grow my business in the process of what we were doing, the way we were doing it. I did a bunch of research on the Seven Figure program. I had the opportunity to speak to a couple of guys who had been a part of the program for a while and evaluated it from the perspective of, the goals that we had as far as the capabilities we wanted to expand into, and just given us a process and a way to get to where we wanted to go. Like, it's a small business. We're all tech guys. Like, we don't necessarily understand the sales or the marketing side of things, and having somebody that could come alongside us and provide us with, the guidance from the perspective of, expertise in human form and a lot of process and documentation and just really a formula to get us from point A to point B. As a small MSP, we were doing about $250,000 to $300,000 a year, and we're on track now, by the end of this year, I think, to land between $500,000 and $600,000. So, I mean, we're pretty much double where we were. The changes that it has made, just even with wanting to get out of bed every day and go into work and actually get things done, it makes a huge difference. I kind of joke around about it, but the truth is that I get paid now. And as the owner of a small business, a lot of people will be able to relate to, at the end of the day, a lot of times you get what's left over when you're trying to take care of all the bills to your suppliers, take care of paying your staff, and really trying to figure out how to continue to survive on whatever's left after you've taken care of everything else. And it's given us the growth that we need, that, at the end of the day, I'm not worried about any of those things anymore. And I'm actually taking a salary out of the business now instead of just looking at what's left. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I just wish I'd found it sooner. There were certainly some struggles that I went through that I probably wouldn't have if I knew what I know now. So just, you need to do something. And we spend so much time as techs in search of perfection in everything that we do, because technical mistakes can be so costly. And one of the things that I've learned is that, I can't apply that to everything that I do in my business. And a lot of times the important thing is just to be moving forward and making mistakes, but learning from them and making progress and getting ahead of where you were, last week, last month, last year. So, well, I mean, when I hit that point 2 years ago, I had really kind of told myself that, I either need to get my business to a point where, I was hoping to try and grow it into like $1 million gross business by the end of 2024. I think I'm going to come up short on that, but I'm at a place now where I can see that being within reach, and instead of it just being some kind of an arbitrary number, it's an attainable goal. One of the things you need to realize is that there's a lot of expertise that can be gained from getting involved in a program that's able to coach you on this level. And it's certainly possible to figure this stuff out on your own eventually, but it gave us such a huge head start getting into this. And it's literally the difference between me taking like 5 years to get to where I'm at to getting it done in like 8 to 12 months, and depending on how you can focus and execute on the plan, I'm sure it's possible to do it faster. But, as a small business owner wearing a million hats, it slows you down a little bit, but it just takes so much off your plate on the side of just trying to figure out how.